I got my ass on the treadmill, but let it be.
66-year-old woman buys 34 acres to build a family compound. Let's talk about this. Well, they say the only person that likes change. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Friday evening, and here we are back with another live, and definitely wanted to tap in with y'all. The more time that we can spend, the better. The more we can familiarize ourselves with you, the better, right? Why do we do these lives? To build trust amongst the people. Why do we do these lives? To help as much as possible, right? Information on us, execution on you. So I want to start saying that put a post out today, and it was a young lady, 66 years old. She bought 34 acres to build her family compound. She's a part of my Acres community, which I'll plug early. My Acres community is a community that we created. It's only $4.99 a month. Something that's not a heavy lift. Why did we do that community? We done that community because I want to have the largest community of land investors, the largest community of like-minded people, so we can have topics and conversations that we won't have on social media. So we can extend the conversations about things that we talk about on social media. Primarily when we on social media, we don't put out long form content. We deal with short form content. As if you probably saw a video, you probably saw a reel. It's probably been anywhere no longer than 2 minutes. So inside of that room, we know I just jumped off a live inside of my private community. And that live in the private community, we talk for 30, 40 minutes inside of there. It's only $4.99. And the information and the knowledge that be dropped in there is like, you have to get behind the closed door. So that video that I posted about the young lady that just purchased the 34 acres, I had a conversation about her, what her endeavors, what she wanted to look like, what she wanted her family compound to look like, what area, all of those things. See, most of y'all want to, I know that because we get the feedback. Most people, family compound, family compound. Well, you may want to pick somebody's brain that's currently building one. That'll be helpful. That's why we did the space. That's why we curated the room. So you can come now and be next to a like-minded person that's doing some of the things that you want to do. There's other land investors in there. So you have to get yourself in these rooms so you can get the information that you need to get. And that's why we didn't make it a heavy lift. We put it at a price point that you should, I can't speak for you, but you should be able to afford something that's going to add value, and that's less than a value meal. Shit, you can't even get a value meal for $4.99 these days. All right. So my topic for today was, comment the word acres, by the way, if you're interested in joining us in our community. I need you. I want to have the largest community of land investors having land conversations. So go get yourself, hit that link, comment acres, it'll come to your DM. Come on and join us along this mission, along this journey. And it'll reach a point where we start doing larger things and like investment projects and things like that. We're not quite there yet, but we will get to that point. All right. And for the record, before I even go past that, this is not my land investing community for $4.99. Because some people say when they get in, where's the cost? That's not the cost. So I don't want to pull your leg. All right. My topic for today was what new investors can do to start. If you're new, right? If you're on the outside looking in, you may have saw an Acre Boys post. It caught your attention. You're interested, but you're on the fence a little bit. You're not sure. You don't know all about the space. First and foremost, the easiest thing to do is inquire about information, ask questions. We have a team. They'll answer any of your questions to get you knowledgeable on whatever it is that you're trying to get. Second, if you're flying solo and you're looking to do land investing and you say, screw the Acre Boys, I don't want to be a part of their program. That's cool. We're not mad at you. I still want to see you do something in the space. I still want to see you be successful as a land investor. I would recommend that you start at least dipping your head in these auctions and have an understanding of how the auctions work. I will always recommend mentorship because each auction is different. It's not the same. It's not, you learn it one way and that's just flat across the board, across the industry. That's not it. There's different styles of auctions that you'll run across, right? You have, and I'll name a few for you, one that you probably seen or saw or heard of is an eBay style auction. Right? First of all, let me rewind that. So when it comes to doing tax sale investing, I said tax sale, there's three things you're going to encounter. You're going to encounter tax liens. You're going to encounter tax deeds. You're going to encounter what they call redemption deeds, right? You have to identify where you want to play in, what field you want to play in. I recommend, if you knew, to start with tax deeds. That's what we teach. I'll tell you why I recommend that. Because when we're dealing with tax liens, if you're a new person and you don't have a big budget to go out and buy a sizable or a nice high price lien, you're only going to get paid a percentage of what that lien costs. Meaning that, let's just say there was a piece of land at a tax sale auction, a tax lien auction. And the land was on, the lien was for $5,000. And let's just say that particular county or state would pay you 13% of $5,000 for being the lien holder. 13% of $5,000 is not a whole lot of money, right? So I find that new people, especially in the beginning when they're looking to invest, new people, they're usually working with those kind of denominations. I got up to $5,000 and stuff like that. Even at 10, it's just not a lot of money, 13% of even $10,000. So we say invest in tax deeds because a tax deed will allow you, if you're the winner of that bid, a tax deed will allow you to, once the deed gets to you, to your home, your mailbox, then you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can put it back on the market for full market price of whatever that market is going for. That makes sense? Y'all talk to me. Drop it in the comments if this is making sense. Right? So if you're new, focus there because we've been able to identify places that new people, entry-level investors can start with a tax deed for $1,500. You can get a deed from $2,000. You can get a deed. There's certain places that we even teach right now that you can buy a deed for $500. That's entry level investing for brand new people. That's not land investing for the experience. You still have to have experience even doing that, because you can still buy the wrong thing and not make any money. But if you're brand new, start there, complete a deal. No, you're not going to make, home run money off a $500 piece of land. Don't expect to. But you could take $500 and turn it into, $1,500, $2,500. That's a real scenario. What you get from me is transparency. I'm not here to upsell you, hype you up. I'm here to tell you what the real deal is. If you have a problem with paying $500 and turning it to $2,000, then maybe you don't have the hustle in you, because hustlers think and they say, how can I scale that up? Quickly, my mind starts saying, well, if I had 4 of those, see how we think? If we had 4 of those with a profit of $1,500 to $2,000, oh, that's $6,000 to $8,000 profit. And that's why it could be a very lucrative space, tax deed investing, once you have identified the area or the auction that works for you. And there's a lot of auctions. You just have to know which one that you want to participate. You need to know which style of auction you like to participate in. So I'll tell you the different styles of auctions. One, you have what they call eBay style auctions. You might have saw it, may have heard of it. You're all familiar with eBay, and that's why we call it eBay style auctions, meaning that there'll be a timer, how long the auction is live for. It'll go in increments of whatever the auction sets. Sometimes it's increments of 100. Sometimes it's increments of 500. Sometimes there's no increments. It's just you have to outbid the lowest or the current bid. If that makes sense. Each one does something different. Biggest thing that you can take away from this conversation is learn the rules of engagement before participating in any auction. How do you do that? Well, read the instructions. They give instructions. If you can't, comprehend the language, it's 2026, put it in ChatGPT. It'll spit it back out to you what the language is and what it means and the definitions. So that's the first place to start. And that's in relationship to mentorship. You shouldn't invest if you don't understand the rules of engagement. Hope that makes sense. Next, they have eBay style auctions versus what we call county auctions. County auctions is usually ran by the county. I like county auctions. Let me put these two together. Forget that I said county auction. So you got eBay style auction and you have first come, first serve auctions. I like those. First come, first serve. I participated in both, but I've been more successful at first come, first serve auctions, meaning that you find it, you get your offer in first, they're accepted. Those are the ones that I like to focus on. eBay style auctions, I don't have the time to sit and watch and wait till the clock goes down. Sometimes it's running for 2 days and sometimes it's a 1 day, and I don't have the time to watch a clock. I've done it before. You may like that. This is what I'm saying. You have to know what kind of investor that you want to be. For me, I like first come, first serve. So those are two auctions that you will encounter. Next, you have what they call auction houses. Right now, there's I'll give you one, and you can go and look it up and see, navigate through it. I'm not giving it to you to go and invest. I'm giving it to you to go and educate yourself on how an auction house works. So Here's an auction house that most people are probably familiar with or probably heard of, is probably Bid for Assets. That's an auction house. What does an auction house do? Bid for Assets handles a multitude of different asset classes, not just land. You know, you may find cars on Bid for Assets. They do land, they do houses, they do commercial buildings. That's an auction house, meaning that they're hired to handle the assets of that particular person or company, and they'll auction it off through their company. That's the auction house. It's a third party, right? You can go there now, and they have land there. The rules of engagement, even for that auction that happens at that auction house, still comes from the county. So may work for you. Typically at those places, it's an eBay style auction. Typically, I have seen some of them are not. Some of them you can just, once they post it, it's available. If you grab it, then so be it. So this is what I'm saying. You always have to know the rules, that everyone is different. Sometimes there's a fee to participate. Sometimes it's not. So then you have auction houses, then you have county auctions. Guess what one I like? I like county auctions, where there's no third party. The county tells you what they want, what they expect, what you need to do, and then you go and do and play in the confinements of their rules and their laws. Those are the kind that I like. I like county auctions that's first come, first serve. Me, you have to identify what kind of investor you want to be, tax deed investor you want to be. All right. Comment the word acres to come into my $4.99 community, because these are the things that I've just jumped off a live inside of that community. When we go live inside of that community, you can talk to me directly. You can ask me questions. And I go live in there, not because I have to. I don't promise you that I'm going to do that. I just do it because that's who I am. And I know people have questions. And if I have time, I go live and I look to answer people questions. See, people on social media, they so concerned that somebody always trying to sell them. You so tight on $4.99 because you think that somebody trying to sell you. Well, it's my job to sell on social media. I'm not on here for anything else. I don't care about scrolling and all that. I'm here for business, as you should be. And I'm just telling you that you'll get better business from me behind closed doors. Just the facts. So yeah, on social media, because social media is selling to me. You think these platforms, Facebook and Insta, shouldn't even say their names. They may have the Facebook police and all of this stuff. I may get banned for saying some of this stuff. But do you think they're not using these influencers? You think that when this I know for a fact, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, do you not think that they need you to drive traffic? Because they take the traffic that you drive and they put it out there to advertisers? Do you know what they pay you for that? So yes, I would like to have my own platform with my own people where I could set my own rules. That's why we come on social media and we're always pushing and selling. That's it. I want my own. I don't want to be under the confinements of somebody else's shit. Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms, they're paying you less than 1% for your hard-earned thoughts and efforts. And you restricted on what you can do and say. I've been banned on Facebook. They stopped paying us for 4 months. No, I want my own. I need my own. I need my own people so we can have our own dialogue. If I want to curse, I can curse. I can say whatever I want to say behind closed doors. I can go for however long I want to go for. Y'all comment the word acres. Come inside of the room. Promise you it's a dope room. Promise you that. People doing some we got some really good people in there. That's what I'm learning. I'm learning the people. You know, you get your own profile. You get to state what it is that you do. We got a guy in there that's heavy into he's an insurance broker, and he drops a ton of game in there on, you know, about insurance and why you should have life insurance. All of this stuff, it may be corny to somebody. If it's corny to you, then don't come. But if it makes sense, and it probably should make sense because our audience caters from the ages of 35 to 70. And if you're younger, I hope it makes sense to you. I really want to encourage you. You need to be around that type of information because this is not the information that they're sitting around talking about at the lunch table. Live I just got off of, we just had a whole 30-minute conversation in the room about my favorite subject, money. How do we make money? How it works, how money moves, how do we earn it, how do we keep it, how do we grow it? Most people don't have conversations about money. Stop me when I'm lying. Fellas, y'all, we'll talk 30 minutes, hour, argue about the football game. Go 49ers. 49ers and coming to giving you nothing. Kimberly said, hey, Ray. Hey, Kimberly. All right, comment the word acres. Y'all come see me. It is a Friday evening. I'm going to shut it down on this Friday evening, and I'm going to go out to dinner tonight. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to take my mind off of work and try to enjoy myself. If you do come inside of the community, Acre Boys is in the community. You can talk to us. You can DM. Don't DM me though. Just wait till we have like another live. Last week we did 3. We did 3 lives in the community. So you'll catch us in the room. So don't DM me though and try to pull me and have this private one-on-one conversation. You wait till we announce a free call because we will. We announce a free call and then show up, and we're very social. Then you can ask whatever you want to ask, and you'll get your question answered. All right. Enjoy your evening. Peace, love.